Module Overview. This module explores the core components that drive curriculum planning and implementation, namely curriculum goals, instructional objectives, and learning outcomes. These three pillars serve as the navigational compass of curriculum design, shaping content development, instructional methods, assessment strategies, and overall educational direction. We will analyze the distinctions and relationships between broad national education goals, specific instructional objectives, and measurable learning outcomes. Emphasis is placed on the taxonomy of educational objectives, with special focus on Bloom's taxonomy, SMART criteria, and alignment strategies that ensure cohesion between what is taught, how it is taught, and how learning is evaluated. This module also examines the political, social, and psychological forces that influence goal setting and the challenges in operationalizing curriculum goals into classroom realities. Key areas covered in Module 4. 4.1. Understanding curriculum goals. Definition. Period. Curriculum goals are broad, general statements that describe the intended long-term impact of an educational program. They articulate what the educational system or curriculum hopes to achieve in the life of the individual or society. Characteristics: broad and aspirational, often framed at national or institutional levels, aligned with philosophy of education, development goals, or national policies. Time-independent, e.g., develop responsible citizenship, promote lifelong learning. Examples: to foster global citizenship and environmental responsibility, to cultivate critical thinking and creativity across disciplines, to develop ethical, socially responsible professionals. Sources of curriculum goals: national policy documents, educational acts or legal frameworks, institutional missions and visions, professional bodies and accrediting agencies, social and economic development plans. 4.2 Instructional Objectives. Definition: Objectives are specific, observable, and measurable statements detailing what you are expected to know, do, or feel at the end of a learning experience. Features: derived from curriculum goals, clearly articulated to guide teaching and assessment, operational and achievable within a given time frame, focus on your behavior and performance. Levels of objectives: general objectives, describe broad intentions, specific objectives, narrower, action-oriented descriptions of intended outcomes. 4.3. The importance of objectives in curriculum design. Serve as a basis for content selection. Guide the instructional process and materials. Provide a framework for student assessment. Promote teacher accountability. Facilitate curriculum evaluation and revision. 4.4 Bloom's Taxonomy of Educational Objectives. Developed by Benjamin Bloom and colleagues in the 1950s, Bloom's taxonomy provides a hierarchical classification of cognitive skills that serve as a foundation for setting learning objectives. Cognitive domain, revised. Remember, recall facts and basic concepts. Understand, explain ideas or concepts. Apply, use information in new situations. Analyze: draw connections among ideas. Evaluate: justify a decision or course of action. Create: produce new or original work. Affective domain: receiving, responding, valuing, organizing, internalizing values. Psychomotor domain: Simpson, Dave. Perception: set, guided response, mechanism, complex overt response, adaptation, origination. Application and curriculum: educators can structure learning experiences and assessments by matching them with corresponding Bloom levels. For instance, remember, MCQs, flashcards. Apply, problem-solving exercises. Create, research projects, design assignments. 4.5. Writing effective learning objectives. Objectives should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. This is known as the SMART criteria. Poor objective, period. You will understand grammar. Improved objective, By the end of the lesson, you will be able to identify and correctly use at least 5 parts of speech in a written paragraph. 4.6. Learning outcomes. Definition: Learning outcomes are statements of what you are expected to know, understand, and be able to do after completing a learning process. They are learner-centered, performance-based, and assessment-oriented. Features: Directly tied to assessments. Written using action verbs, from Bloom's Taxonomy. Express competence rather than process. Difference between objectives and outcomes. Objectives are intentions set by instructors. Outcomes are actual skills knowledge students acquire. 4.7. Aligning goals, objectives, content, and assessments. Effective curriculum design requires vertical and horizontal alignment. Vertical alignment ensures that content and instruction across grades build upon previous knowledge. Horizontal alignment synchronizes curriculum across subjects at the same grade level. Constructive alignment links learning objectives, instructional methods, and assessment techniques cohesively. 4.8. Challenges in setting and implementing goals objectives. Vagueness in national goals leading to misinterpretation. Lack of training in writing measurable objectives. Cultural or language barriers in interpreting outcomes. Over-reliance on standardized tests to measure narrow outcomes. Conflict between institutional goals and classroom realities. Learning outcomes for Module 4. At the end of this module, you should be able to differentiate between curriculum goals, instructional objectives, and learning outcomes. Apply Bloom's taxonomy to write cognitive, affective, and psychomotor objectives. Formulate SMART objectives for various curriculum components. Analyze the alignment between objectives, content, pedagogy, and assessment. Evaluate the effectiveness of objectives and outcomes in meeting educational goals.